fade up the cameras. And good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Sunday night edition of Accessibly Live, the book club reading room. Thanks for everyone who tuned in last week for Pot of Gold, the Jimmy Stewart classic movie. Glad you enjoyed it. For everybody who enjoyed it, it's still available. For those of you who want to still see it, it is still available right now on our YouTube channel. So you just look up Joel K _OG and you'll find Accessibly Live there. And you will find that classic comedy love story and Jimmy Stewart doing his finest. Glad you guys enjoyed it, and thank you for stopping in. Tonight, as we mentioned last Thursday, we're going to throttle back the show tonight. We have been on a hot pace between science fiction, fantasy, adventure, mystery, suspense, and a movie. And so tonight what we're going to do is just throttle things back a little bit. And what we're going to do is some Shakespeare. And I can hear you guys going, oh God, Shakespeare. It's going to be fun. It will be fun, you guys. These are going to be sonnets. We're going to read probably about 10 of the sonnets. A sonnet it can be thought of as free verse poetry or reflective thoughts put to paper. Most of the sonnets that we're going to be reading tonight, we are going to be reading, hang on a second. That was my executive producer calling, making sure that I was fine. Sorry, I should have turned my ringer off. But what I was going to mention is the sonnets will be not very long, but they're reflective to what William Shakespeare was going through in the latter part of his life, his loves, his thoughts of life. And it was, part of the basis of what made William Shakespeare William Shakespeare. Shakespeare was born April 1564, died April 1616. Shakespeare was one of the most prolific writers of his time. He was amazing. His prowess was without bounds. 37 plays, that's including Romeo and Juliet, Merchants of Venice, and others. 154 sonnets. And no, I'm not going to torture you guys reading 154 sonnets. Don't tempt me, though. 2 long poems plus a few smaller poems. His work is still, centuries later, renowned and revered by many. I mean, we've all read it. We've all read Shakespeare in elementary, high school, college, and we have always taken good care of giving credence to what Shakespeare did. Tonight, what we're going to do is, like I said, we're going to read some of the sonnets from Shakespeare. If you guys want to follow along, and I thank Libby, and you guys know what Libby is, that's local library interface. Most people have asked me, where do I get my stuff? Libby. When it says Libby, Libby, Libby on the label, I'm sorry, that's a commercial. If you guys want to follow along, if you're a glutton for punishment and want to follow along with Joel, I am starting with Sonnet 61. And most of these are his reflection of, like I said, life, the loves in his life, his family, and a lot of reflectiveness throughout. So let's get started with some of William Shakespeare's sonnets here on Accessibly Live, the book club reading room. Sonnet number 61. Is it thy will thy image should keep open my heavy eyelids to the weary night? Dost thou desire my slumbers should be broken, whilst shadows like to thee do mock my sight? Is it thy spirit that thou send'st from thee, so far from home into my deeds to pry, to find out shames and idle hours in me, the scope and tenure of thy jealousy? Oh no, thy love, though much, is not so great. It is my love that keeps mine eye awake. Mine own true love doth my rest defeat. To play the watchman, I got a to make for thee watch whilst thou dost wake elsewhere, from me from far off, with others all too near. I got distracted a little bit. My executive producer sent 2 balloons. Nay, nay. Oh, I love my executive producer. Sonnet number 62. And this is, you guys, if you want to say hi, if you guys see me live, say hi. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Sonnet number 62. Sin of self-love possesseth all mine eye, and all my soul, and all my every part. For this sin there is no remedy. It is so grounded inward in my heart, methinks no face so gracious is as mine, no shape so true, no truth of such account. And for myself, mine own words worth do define, as I all other in all worths surmount. But when my glass shows me myself indeed, beated and chopped with tanned antiquity, mine own self-love quite contrary I read, self so self-loving were inequity. 'Tis thee, myself, that for myself I praise, painting my age with beauty of thy days. Little self-reflection by Shakespeare on what he has become over the years as a writer and someone who is known throughout England, even on the European continent nowadays, in those days. Sonnet number 63. Against my love shall be as I am now, with time's injurious hands crushed and overworn, when hours have drained his blood and filled his brow with lines and wrinkles, when his youthful morn hath travelled on to age's steepy night, and all those beauties whereof now he's king are vanishing or vanished out of sight, stealing away the treasure of his spring. For such a time do I now fortify against the confounding age's cruel knife, that he shall never cut from memory my sweet love's beauty, though my lover's life His beauty shall in these black lines be seen, and they shall in he them still green. Sonnet number 64. When I have seen by time's fell hand defaced the rich proud cost of outworn buried age, when sometime lofty towers I see down raised, and brass eternal slave to mortal rage, when I have seen the hungry ocean again advantage on the kingdom of the shore, and the firm soil win of the watery main, increasing store with loss and loss with store. Where I have seen such interchange of state, or state itself confounded to decay, ruin hath taught me thus to ruminate, that time shall come and take my love away. This thought is as death which cannot choose, but weep to have that which it fears to lose. Sonnet number 65. Since brass, nor stone, nor earth, nor boundless sea, but sad mortality o'ersways their power, how with this rage shall beauty hold a plea, whose action is no stronger than a flower? Oh, how shall summer's honey breathe hold out breath against the wreckful siege of battering days, when rocks impregnable are not so stout, nor gates of steel so strong, but time decays. O fearful meditation, where, alack, shall time's best jewel from time's chest lay hid? Or what strong hand can hold his swift foot back? Or who is spoil of beauty can forbid? O none, unless this miracle have might, that in black ink my love shall still shine bright. Sonnet number 66. Tired with all these, for restful death I cry, as to behold desert a beggar born, and needy nothing trimmed in jollity, and purest faith unhappily forsworn, and gilded honor shamefully misplaced, and maiden truth rudely strumped, and right perfection wrongly disgraced, and strength by limping sway disabled, the art made tongue-tied by authority, and folly, doctor-like, controlling skill, and simple truth miscalled simplicity, and captive good attending captain ill. Tired of all these, from these would I be gone, save that to die I leave my love alone. Spake Shakespeare's sonnet number 67. Ah, wherefore with infection should he live, and with his presence grace impiety, that sin by him disadvantage should achieve, and lace itself with his society. Why should false painting imitate his cheek, and steal dead seeming of his living hue? Why should poor beauty indirectly seek roses of shadows, since his rose is true? Why should he live, now nature bankrupt is? Sorry, guys, that's my executive producer. I have audio and I have video. I should be going out, I believe. Nothing's phasing. If anybody else is seeing anything wrong, please let me know. I appreciate it. Anyway, getting back to the sonnet, let's restart sonnet number 67, shall we? Let's. Sonnet number 67. Ah, wherefore with infection should he live, and with his presence, grace, piety, in that sin by him advantage should achieve, and lace itself with his society. Why should false painting imitate his cheek, and steal dead seeming his living hue? Why should poor beauty indirectly seek roses of shadow, since his rose is true? Why should he live, now nature bankrupt is, beggared of blood to blush through lively veins? For she hath no excheque now but his, and proud of many lives upon his gains. O him she stores to show what wealth she had in days long since, before these last so bad. The idea from Sonnet 67, Shakespeare's life was not always rosy. His wife being concerned, as she should be, about where their money is going to, how the children are living, the home care, and Shakespeare's reflection upon her thoughts to him about what has been going on. If you get a chance, check out the history of William Shakespeare. All the craziness that he went through his life, his writings, even into his death. Check it out. It's some interesting stuff out there. As we continue, Shakespeare's sonnet number 68. Thus is his cheek the map of days outworn, when beauty lived and died as flowers do now, before these bastard signs of fair were born, or durst inhabit on the living brow. Before the golden tresses of the dead, the rite of sepulchres were shorn away, to live a second life on second head, ere beauty's dead fleece made another gay. In him whose holy antique hours are seen, without all ornament, itself and true, making no summer another's green, robbing no old to dress his beauty new. And him as for a map doth nature store, to show false art what beauty was yore. Sonnet number 69. These parts of thee that the world's eye doth view want nothing that the thought of hearts can mend. All tongues, the voice of souls, give thee that due, uttering bare truth, even so as foes commend, Thy outward thus with outward praise is crowned. But those same tongues that give thee so thine own, in other accents do this praise confound, by seeing farther than the eye hath shown. They look into the beauty of thy mind, in that and guess by measure by thy deeds. Then churls their thoughts, although their eyes were kind. To thy fair flower add the rank smell of weeds. What thy doth odor matcheth not thy show. The soil is this that thou dost common grow. Shakespeare's sonnet, number 70. That thou art blamed shall not be thy defect. For slander's mark was ever yet the fair. The ornament of beauty is suspect. The crow that flies in heaven's sweetest air. So thou be good, slander doth but approve. For thy worth the greater being wooed of time. For canker vice the sweetest buds doth love. And thou present'st a pure unstained prime. Thou hast passed by the ambush of young days, either not assailed or victor being charged. Yet this thy praise cannot be so thy praise, to tie up envy evermore enlarged. If some suspect of ill mask not thy show, then thou alone kingdoms of hearts shouldst own. Shakespeare's sonnet, number 71. No longer mourn for me when I am dead, then you shall hear the surly sullen bell. Give warning to the world that I am fled from this vile world, with whilst worms to dwell. Nay, if you read this line, remember not the hand that writ it, for I love you so, that I in your sweet thoughts would be forgot. If thinking on me, then should make you woe. Oh, if, I say, you look upon this verse, when I perhaps compound am with clay, do not so much as my poor name rehearse, but let your love even with my life decay, lest the wise world should look into your moan, and mock you with me after I am gone. Shakespeare's sonnet, number 72. Oh, lest the world should task you to recite what merit lived in me that you should love. After my death, dear love, forget me quite, for you in me can nothing worthy prove, unless you would devise some virtuous lie to do more for me than mine own desert, and hang more praise upon deceased I, that truth would willingly impart. Oh, lest your true love may seem false in this, that you may love speak well of me untrue. My name is buried where my body is, and live no more to shame nor me nor you. For I am shamed by that which I bring forth, and so should you, to love things nothing more. Sonnet number 73. That time of the year thou mayest in me behold, when yellow leaves, or none, or few, do hang upon those boughs which shake against the cold. Bare ruined choirs where late the sweet birds sang. In me thou seest the twilight of such day, as after sunset faded in the west, which by and by black night doth take away. Death's second self that seals up all in rest. In me thou seest the glowing of such fire, that on the ashes of his youth doth lie, as the deathbed where it must expire, consumed with that which it was nourished by. This thou perceivest, which makes thy love more strong. To love as that well which thou must leave ere long. Couple more for the show tonight. Sonnet number 74. But be content when that fell arrest, without all bale, shall carry me away. In life hath in this line some interest, which for memorial still with thee shall stay. When thou reviewest this, thou dost review. The very part was consecrate to thee. The earth can have but earth, which is his due. My spirit is thine, the better part of me. So then thou hast but lost the dregs of life, the prey of worms, my body being dead, the coward conquest of a wretched's knife, too base of thee to be remembered. The worth of that is that which it contains, and that is this, and this with thee remains. Sonnet number 75. So are you to my thoughts as food to life, or as sweet season showers are to the ground. And for the peace of you I hold such strife, as twixt a miser and his wealth is found, now proud as the enjoiner and anon. Doubting the flinching age will steal his treasure, now counting best to be with you alone. Then bettered that the world may see my pleasure, sometime all full with feasting on your sight, and by, clean starved for a look, possessing or pursuing no delight, save what is had and must from you be took. Thus do I pine and surfeit day by day, or gluttoning on all or all away. The final verse for tonight's show. Shakespeare's sonnet number 76. Why is my verse so barren of new pride, so far from variation or quick change? Why with the time do I not glance aside to new-found methods and to compounds strange? Why write I still in all one, ever the same, and keep invention in a noted weed, that every word doth almost tell my name, showing their birth and where they did proceed? Oh no, sweet love, I always write of you, and you and love are still my argument. So all my best is dressing old words anew, spending again what is already spent. For as the sun is daily new and old, so is my love still telling what is told. And that is a short, very short edition of Shakespeare's Sonnets here on Accessibly Live, the book club reading room. Hope you liked it. I wanted to do something a little bit different. We've been doing so many books. I wanted to kind of give you guys something a little bit more palate cleansing, if you will. Something to allow you just to kick back, relax. For those of you in the United States, this is Labor Day weekend. For those of you going back to school this fall, be that elementary, high school, college, postgraduate, doctoral, I wish you all success. From an old school teacher, from a writer, from a poet, from a TV host, I wish you all well. I do indeed. If you guys get a chance, don't forget to please like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. It would look good on the algorithm. And I'd love to get a few new people watching, especially on YouTube and here on Twitch. We are getting ready to get out of here tonight. I am Joel K. This is Accessibly Live, the book club reading room, the sister station to the conversation station that you can see here on Twitch on Thursday nights. And everybody who's watching me on YouTube, come on over to Twitch. We are on Thursday nights as we are on Sunday nights. Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Stop in, say hi. We do a full variety of things on the Thursday night show, including we usually have a variety of segments for the show. We do 2 quotes, usually a science quote halfway through the show. And we do a final quote on the end of the Thursday night show like we do here. I found something recently reminded me of a class that I took many years ago. There was a book written by an author, Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. The book was titled Death No Dominion. It could be considered a very droll and very dark class, talking about death, something a lot of people are sometimes afraid to talk about. She had several good books, and I found this quote recently, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I think it's very appropriate. People are like stained glass windows. They sparkle and shine when the sun is out, but when this darkness sets in, their true beauty is revealed only if there is light from within. Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. People are like stained glass windows. They sparkle and shine when the sun is out. But when the darkness sets in, their true beauty is revealed only if there is light from within. Beautiful thoughts, wise words. Thank you all for stopping in once again on a Sunday night. I am Joel K., as if you could tell by the banner here. This is Accessibly Live. We are into 2.5 years doing this segment of the two shows. 3.5 for the Thursday night show. Go figure. Well, we appreciate everyone who stops in, but we're going to get out of here. Be well, be safe, be kind. Take care of everyone for the next few months. Things are not always perfect out there right now. We've got a lot of anxiety and fear, and we need each other more than ever to kind of hold each other up. And if you need to, hold out your hand to someone who might be struggling a little bit. It isn't rocket science, guys. It's a nice thing to do. Take care, you guys. We will see you all next Thursday for the Conversation Station and next Sunday. On Thursday's show, we will make the big announcement of what's coming up next week. Starting a book that will lead us into October and a very special Halloween month movie. Because in October, we will premiere the original science fiction movie, Metropolis, here on Accessibly Live. Take care, all. We will see you all next week. And for those of you going to school, bon chance, mes amis. Bon chance. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.